Ooh, well, GM, G to the M. Great morning, my friends, DJs, Diamond Ham fam, Fortune Fuel crew, super soldiers, one percenters, pioneers, pivoters, pursuers, builders, brothers and sisters, hermanos y hermanas, mamas y papas, anyone I may have left out, and anyone in between. Welcome back. And welcome into the best way to start your day. It's time to get fired up at Forge and Fuel, baby. I am your humbled, honored, and clearly always hyped host, Colton Capp Swirl, and I can't thank you enough for choosing to stop by, hang out with me and my guys, and dive down some motivational and inspirational rabbit holes unlike any other. Now, a few items of housekeeping before we get this proverbial show train steaming on down the tracks of change. We must let you know that we have successfully defeated the Matrix this morning. They wanted to stop us from bringing this show live in prime time to you. They did not want the good vibes out there on the timeline, on YouTube, on Rumble, and on X. So I need you to help us defeat them this morning as well. We kept going. We didn't say, no, we're not showing up today. We're going to throw in the towel. No, we grabbed that towel and we used it to wipe the sweat off. And now we're back in the ring, ready to knock the Matrix's fucking head off. So if you could please help us by taking a quick moment and doing a few things like smash smashing that subscribe button on whatever platform you're currently ingesting the Forge of Fuel podcast on. If you are watching on YouTube, you might as well hit that notification bell over yonder as well. Ooh, a nice little bell right there, as well as that like button if you are enjoying the show. Who's to say, who's to know? If you're watching on Rumble, hit that notification bell, hit a like, hit a repost, hit a subscribe over there too if you're enjoying the show on Rumble. And if you're watching on X, hit a like, hit a repost, hit a quote post. Let the people know on the X timeline why you're tuned in live in prime time here to Forge and Fuel. And last but certainly not least, if you are listening to this show on your favorite podcast directory like Apple, Amazon, or maybe even Spotify, maybe you could think about giving us a follow or leaving us a 5-star rating, as that only helps us continue to grow and flow over there on all those platforms, baby. But as for all of you who've already hit those buttons and helped that algorithm get going and flowing on this beautiful Wednesday morning, we can't thank you enough. But if you're still thinking, why should I hit those buttons? Well, maybe the show makes you laugh. Maybe the show makes you cry. Maybe the show makes you think. Maybe it gives you perspective and you say, by golly goodness, I never thought of it that way before. Well, if it does, don't be a hoe. Share the show, be a friend, tell a friend, let somebody know, and we will proceed with this morning's flow. My friends, I've said us, I've said we, I've said fellas, but yet you've only seen me on this screen. You've heard a little soundboard, so that must mean that our guy, Mr. Producer, DEEZYY is here live in the building. Shout out Derek Snow producing the show. Here he is. Ooh, there he is one time for the one time. But there's also another man who is here in the green room and ready to bust through the red curtain and let you know the type of vibes he's bringing today. So without further ado, let's hear what he's got to say. Joining us now is the founder of the Grandpa Ape Country Club. What? The lead pro on the GACC greens, if you will. What? He is a professional DJ with a wide-ranging musical catalog. More songs in that catalog than you'll know what to do with. And if you ever find yourself on a dance floor where he's spinning those turntables, you will find yourself start to shimmy in those shoulders and sway in those hips, making him a human iPod. What? He is a purveyor of positive vibes. What? A curator of high-level energies. What? A certified PLP pusher. What? My friends, he is the jet plane flying. What? McLaren driving. What? Rolex rocking. What? Jesus Peace dangling. What? President of St. Louis, Missouri. What? And for those who know, Sweet James Jones. What? The one, the only, with an emphasis on the one. What? He's DJ Swirl One. Great morning, Swirl One. We've defeated the Matrix. How you nerd?
I didn't think we were going to make it. I'm going to tell you right now, I didn't think we were going to make it. I was checking Twitter. Or X. Sorry, please forgive me for that. I was checking X. Everybody was showing that it was not going to happen. They've been dealing with this for hours. How did we make it? You know why? Because we just sit there and keep trying. We were in the green room. We even had a personal FaceTime because the green room was not working. So we had to figure out another way to communicate. And we're like, what are we going to do? We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to do this. I tell you what, it's amazing. But first, you know who doesn't know this happened? The people that are listening to this on a recording. You had no idea what we went through this morning. So wherever you are right now, whether you're driving or you're making breakfast, you're working out or whatever, it was a crazy morning trying to get on the Forge and Fuel. So there's that. So pay attention to that right off the bat. The absolute worst that could happen was the StreamYard was down. But here we are. We made it. So do us a favor. Since we got on a little bit late, now is definitely the time to send out that text, that DM, send somebody something that says, hey, these guys are live. I promised they were real. Well, he's like, dude, they didn't show up on time. You told me to send this, right? No. It wasn't our fault. But you can help with that. So send it out. Make sure that everybody knows we're there. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat right off the bat. Oh, I got my right here, bro. Right here.
Ooh, you got you some Starbies.
Oh, this place loves me. I get a free Starbucks when I come here. One per visit.
So Swirl on his white girl shit this morning. Okay.
Actually, it's just an Americano with iced Americano with 2 shots of caramel. That's it.
Okay, not too white girl. That's pretty basic.
Yeah. Pretty simple. Just espresso. Pretty much that's all it is. So there you go. Oh, but don't forget water.
Whoa.
Make sure you got it. Look, I already drank some of that. I got some right here.
I'm running out.
Hey, get after it. Okay.
Good thing I got another magic one. Let's go.
Now you guys know what we do. Well, maybe you got a little idea of what happens when everything goes wrong because we're still here right now. So, my friends, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Let's get this thing kicked off.
You know, Swirl One, I was just realizing that the whole title of the doggone show today is literally what had happened was. So I feel like we're going to have even more perspective on this topic. So no hesitation, no delay. Let's get right on into it, baby. Not your first segment of the day. No way. You know, we got to start a specific way. Ooh, I'm a poet. Now you really know it. I'm just letting it flow this morning. My friends, when I played this clip here this morning for the first time, you know, I got to pull it up in the green room and the boys see it. So one goes, what in the hell was that? Well, my friends, I don't really even know what in the hell this is. I entitled it Broken Open because I didn't know what to entitle it. But my friends, I'm going to remind you, and we're going to watch this a couple times because it bears a couple of repeats. I'm going to remind you as you get around the Thanksgiving table here very soon, maybe you do it a few weeks early, maybe you're looking forward, you're already planning. As you're opening up those bags of kern, or maybe you're passing the broccoli souffle, or maybe you're opening up a bottle for the baby, just be careful of who's around and make sure you don't send any projectiles, because this right here is what might happen. DW.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Look at this face.
Oh, yeah.
Wait. Listen. As soon as
Oh, yeah.
right there. Don't play it, D's. Wait. As soon as he pops the bag, listen. He gets me
Like
on, and he goes. Listen. Play that again.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. That's so
And he saw him do it. So he's looking at him like, what was that about?
I can watch that shit 100 more fucking. I watched that shit like 50 times last night.
I'd be mad.
Woo!
I'm not one of those people, man. Don't throw stuff at me. That will piss me off. Oh, man. Mad. That would make me real mad. I'm telling you.
Oh, boy. Swirl One would not like that if you were sitting next to him. Hit me one more time, D.
No. I'd be pissed. Oh, you have no idea. I'd be so mad.
Oh, yeah.
This poor dude.
He looks so hurt. He doesn't know what.
The whole point is why? But why, bro? But why? Like,
Yeah, I don't know
please.
what he's doing with that milk bag. I don't know what's going on over there. I felt like he knew that shit was gonna happen. That was a setup right there. Who's to say? Who's to know? Whoo! But there you are, my friends. Be careful around the holiday table as we all are getting together. Maybe you need to be the one to put on a face shield. Maybe you need to wear one of them face shields like people were wearing during COVID.
I seriously thought there was more to that video that you were showing us in the green room. I thought there was more to it.
That's it. Nice, short, and sweet. There you go, right there. A little one time for the one time. Who's say? Who's to know? Play it on repeat. That shit'll get your ass.
It would be a reaction.
Who's say? Woo! All right, now we got a little ab workout. We got a little chuckle. We're feeling good. We're feeling great. 30 minutes after the top of the hour. So, my friends, hey, without further ado, let's get into your first segment of the day. Pull out those weapons. Get ready to file them down and get them nice and sharp to cut through those obstacles and turn them right into opportunities as we get into your sharpening session. Okie dokie, artichokes. Let's dive right in. No hesitation, no delay. Your opening topic of the day. What do you do when everything goes wrong? What do you do when everything goes wrong? Well, my friends, this was the title of the show before the Matrix
had a problem.
before the Matrix attacked us this morning and said they were not going to allow us to broadcast this show out to the people. But look what happened. Here we are. So maybe we'll have some more things to tell you about. But I had a pretty crazy day yesterday that sparked these thoughts in me, and I just wanted to let the people out there know that I'm a normal, average human being. And sometimes I miss the mark. Sometimes I forget. Sometimes if I didn't have my head attached onto my body, I would leave that fucker right here at the office, and I'd be down the road saying, what? Oh, headless Cap, the headless horseman, headless horse Cap. Just where the fuck is my... Damn, I left that on the desk again. Right on the charger. Son of a... Could you imagine? I've been doing that shit all the time. But the point being is yesterday, after we got off of this show, I had a unit inspection. Boy, oh boy, the joys of living in Chicago condos. And I had the great city come over and they had to inspect some shit, blah, blah, blah. Well, they came over way later than I needed them to come over. And it kind of threw me off on my whole day. I was way behind schedule. I'd already had some shit that I wanted to do that had already passed. And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? So I was already kind of sped up. I'm like, fuck. Shit. All right. Slow down. Let's get to the gym. So me being kind of thrown off and off schedule and son of a bitch, I'm just throwing my bag together. I'm getting my pre-workout ready. I'm like, damn, I got to get to the gym. I'm going to be there till fucking 2 o'clock. Son of a bitch, I got to go. So I'm getting everything in the bag and I get out the house, I get in a truck and all right, we're good. All right, let's get to the gym. So nice, easy cruise, pull in, get there and I check in. I say hi to all my people at the front desk. Hey, yo, Manny, what's up, baby? Ash, what's up, my girl? Saying hi there. Brandon, what's up, baby? I get back into the locker room and I start unpacking my bag and I'm feeling good. I'm like, okay, phew, thank goodness I made it to the gym. Let's go, baby. All right, the vibes are changing today. Here we go. Good shit. And I reach in my front compartment where I keep my rosaries and my Bluetooth headphones. And I reach into my front pocket and I feel my rosaries, but I don't feel my Bluetooth headphones. And I say, by golly goodness, I must have just put them in a different pouch. They're not here. Oh, just a different pouch. So I open up and I put my hand deep down in there and all I find is 2 packets of gum and my lock. No Bluetooth headphones. I say, oh, shit. Wait a minute. I have got wired headphones. I'm always prepared for this. I bring 2 pairs. I got my Bluetooth and my wired set. I'm already good to go. What am I worried about? I reach into the compartment where my wired headphones are and I pull them out. I look at them and I say, wow, the day has been saved. Thank you, wired headphones. And I unravel them. And I pick up my brand new iPhone 16 and I go... What the? Oh, son of a bitch! I got a new... Fuck! So as I'm sitting there pissed off, I ain't got no fucking headphones, I realize, man, I'm sweating an awful lot right now. Damn, did I forget fucking Dio this morning? Was I just moving him? Oh, I forgot fucking Dio. This is shit! So I forgot my fucking Dio. I forgot my fucking headphones. And here I am. What the fuck? And I love working out in a tank. But now I can't work out in a fucking tank. I'm not trying to have people around me smelling my fucking pits, even if they don't fucking smell. Fuck that. So now I got to work out in a hoodie the whole fucking time. And I only like doing that for like 10 minutes. So now I'm hot the whole fucking time. Sweating my ass off. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm listening to the Black Eyed Peas. Fucking Fergalicious is coming on. I mean, why do gyms play the fucking worst music in the world? I'm out here trying to bang some weight, slang around these 90-pound dumbbells on the flat bench, and I'm fucking listening to beautiful girls all over the world. Our time will be wasted. I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now? So
at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
So I fucked up all types of ways. I'm fucked up in this workout, and I get about towards the end, and I'm doing my finisher on the cables. Good kid in there, Johnny. He's a service guy. He cleans the floors, does all that fucking shit. But he's a good kid, and he's always in there working. And anytime he's not, he's working out. And he stops by because he kind of sees me, and he goes, "Bro, you're fucking crazy." And I say, "Hey, man, Don't you even fucking start with me right
Raw
now.
dog in the gym.
I've had a terrible fucking don't you even start with me, pal. And he goes, bro, how are you doing this with no headphones? I said, it is not my first choice, pal. And I told him everything I just told you guys. So now here I am stuck with a black-eyed peas. And I point to the fucking TV that's got the control of the whole main speaker that's going on. And he just starts dying laughing. I said, fuck you. Why don't you go over there and laugh somewhere else, asshole? But what else I noticed is that I had so many more conversations in the gym. I noticed how in our own world we get when we have our headphones in and throw on that hoodie and we get to working. And I realized that maybe we look so unapproachable while we're in that moment. And maybe the people that are there think the exact same way we do, but because we're so judgmental and might be there on different levels of the path than us, we don't think that way. And if you take out those headphones for a moment and raw dog a workout, maybe you just might see how many people come up to you. How many people say, hey, what's going on, man? And dap you up. Feel more comfortable saying what's up to you. I must have had a half a dozen conversations with random people in the gym yesterday, just saying what up, this, that, and the third. People I ain't ever talked to. People that we probably have judged each other at one point in time. And now here we are dapping each other up, having a good conversation. So maybe not doing the norm, maybe when everything goes wrong and still going forward is what creates the best moments, the best circumstances. So I'll ask you, when the unexpected comes up, what do you do? Do you throw in the towel, or do you grab that towel up, you wipe the sweat off, you toss it to the side, you get back in the ring ready to knock the opponent's head off? And if you get back in that ring, how well do you fight? If you have the gumption when everything goes wrong to still get back into the arena, how well do you fight? Do you fight with every inch, tooth, and nail, blood, sweat, and tears? Or say, well, I've sure had a rough time getting back in this arena. I can't give all my best effort. I just pass out and die. Oh, there's no way I could certainly do that. I've exhausted myself already. How well are you fighting if you do decide to get back in the arena? And I'll leave you with this. Darren Hardy said, commitment is doing the thing you said you were going to do long after the mood you said you were going to do it in has left. You get to that moment where I don't want it. You've been talking about that business, right? And we talked about a couple weeks ago. You spend your whole week showing up for somebody else. You've been talking about that business. You've been all fired up. Oh, yeah, Friday comes. And then Friday comes and the boys ask you to go out drinking. Can you stay committed long after that mood when you were all fired up when you first had the idea? Now you got the opportunity to go out and waste the day. Can you still stay committed? When you forget your headphones, you forget your deodorant, you don't have your lifting shoes, you got to lift in fucking flip-flops. When your damn streaming software doesn't work and they won't allow you to go live, what are you doing? Are you freaking the fuck out? Are you getting together with a team meeting and say, hey, we could try it this way. Oh, we could try it this way. No, that's not going to work. Well, we could do it this way. We could do it this way. I just talked about the Nike Air, the movie, and how that scene where they would sit. We just had one of those this morning. And those are the moments when everything's hitting the fan, everything's questioning what the fuck, and you sit down, you find a couple answers, and you say, we're still going to go forward no matter what. I'll tell you what I do when everything goes wrong. I roll up the sleeves, I throw up the dick beaters, and I say, let's fucking dance. Woo! That's what I do. Woo! Come on, Swirl One!
He said he pulls out the dick beaters.
Come on, one time. Come on, wise guy.
I'm telling you, hey, I loved everything we were talking about because today is exactly that day. We 1,000,000% went through the matrix of trying to stop us. It was crazy. And I started writing things down right away, but just because as this was all happening, and I realized what the day was gonna, I just started writing things down. And there's certain thing I'll bring up here in a little bit, and Cap's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, sure, I already know because you've seen this before." So what I'll say is, it. You know, I remember seeing a post on Instagram about a guy that was taking a picture of somebody at the gym, and this guy was in full work gear. When I mean, he had a button-up shirt, he had slacks on, and he even had the leather-soled shoes, and he's on the row, the pull row machine. He's just sitting there doing this, and somebody's like, man, this guy's really going through it right now. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's just like Capp, or he's like, I got to go to the gym today. I have all these different things. And no matter what was going to happen, when he gets to the gym, he forgot his gym bag. He forgot everything he was supposed to have. But did he make the excuse to say, it's not a good enough reason for me not to work out? No. You know what? Who cares what people think? Why do people not do that? Because they go, oh, man, I'm going to look really funny inside the gym. Everybody's going to look at me weird because I got leather-soled shoes. But you're actually doing the work, right? You don't mind getting in there and doing this work. So when you get in there, hey, when things go wrong, do you have the dedication to go forward, the commitment to keep doing the same thing? I've gone to places, and we've talked about this. I've gone there and not had any shoes. I've gone there and not had any socks. I've had to feel like, oh man, what am I going to do? And then guess what I do? I just find a way to find a solution. Maybe it's late at night. Maybe it's early in the morning. Maybe the first thing I do is, hey, we're going to Target. Why? Because I need some socks, right? Sometimes that's what's got to happen. So when we're sitting there, we're in the middle of it all. Sometimes it's all over your face. And that's why people don't approach you, because you're just sitting there just like, yeah, that's right. And nobody says anything, right? And then all of a sudden you embrace the suck and you're like, hey, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and work out in my work clothes. I'm going to go ahead and raw dog this here whole gym workout. And then as you start looking around, you start realizing you see more things. And as your perception widens because you're not here, all of a sudden people see you better and you have more conversations. You have better conversations, right? So it's kind of interesting because I was going through TSA yesterday, and you guys have heard me talk about this guy through TSA. And every time I go through it, I'm always trying to be cheery because, hey, I don't want to get pulled over in TSA. Nobody wants to get pulled over. And I had a little inclination in the back of my head, and I don't know why, but there was this little thing back there going, did you clear out your backpack? And I kept thinking, I'm like, yeah, you did. Are you sure? And I don't know why, but for whatever reason, it stayed there the whole time. I'm like, and I kept checking to make sure I cleared my backpack out because I've done that before. And I did. There was nothing in there. So I sent it across. And so I'm so worried about, what if this is wrong? And what if it's on the bottom here? What if I put it in the back? I'm like, that wouldn't have happened. Just like Capp with his wireless headphones. Hey, I know exactly where I put these things, right? It's not in this bag. So as I put that thing on the counter and I'm about to slide it through, I'm sitting there thinking of all the things that could go wrong if I have not checked that bag properly. And I'm sitting there and somebody goes, Swirl One. And I'm like, I look up and I look across and there's a TSI guy. He said, hey, Swirl One, how you doing? I'm like, C Casa, right? And C Casa is one of the grandpas. And he's like, hey, dude, I think about you all the time when it comes to, I'm like, dude, I think about you all the time. I never see you through here. And we started talking, and all of a sudden, everything that happened and I thought about kind of whisked away as my bag goes through the x-ray, and we're sitting there talking and I go through, and all of a sudden now I'm like, man, that was cool to see somebody who recognized me, right? But it was probably written on my face and I didn't look right at him. And usually I look right at everybody. So it was my fault that I was so in my own world, worried about what I was doing, that I didn't get a chance to see somebody who knows me, right? So you have to understand, when you're in those situations, still be present about what's going on around you, because that's where people go wrong. When things are going bad, they get caught in their own world. And instead of opening themselves up to opportunity, they shut themselves down to where they can see that tunnel vision. They're just like a horse. They're just going straight, right? You have to understand this. And this is what I wrote down. This is what Capp's going to remember. When everything is going wrong, that literally you are learning or you're being taught and you're supposed to listen. Sometimes you got to be silent and just listen to what's going on. Here's the other thing. Everything is perfect. Nothing is permanent. So when you're in those situations, understand, yes, it might not be what you wanted, but this is the perfect situation for you to learn a lesson. And I've said this to Capp about so many things in my life lately. And I said, hey, maybe there's a reason why this happened, because it makes me realize these things still need to get done. And then it shines the light on the things that I'm not doing, right? Or the things that I need to be doing better, or the things that I forgot about, or I just stopped dusting, right? And now they're a little dusty over there. So turn around and look at what you're doing when you're in those situations and realize, hey, sometimes you got to smile and realize you're learning. Listen, look around, pay attention, because there's somebody around you that's going to help lift you up. And just like the Diamond Hand fam, we talked about that creed. We don't only hold Capp, we hold you up.
Bingo, baby. Who's to say? Who's to know, man? I'm loving the start of this show. We got some good stuff here going this morning. Hey, shout out C Casa, man. I tried. Hey, I'm gonna be honest. I tried to pull a little quick little around the bend on C Casa. Like, hey, bro, what I gotta do to get that? M3. You do a little something. Hey, man. Hey. He's like, straight up said, fuck off, bro. You ain't getting this from me. I know where GACC is going. I said, oh, okay. Sorry about that, C Casa. My bad, my guy. My bad. Shout out C Casa one time for the one time, man. Appreciate you. Are you learning or are you being taught? And a lot of those times, man, people just fight the future, fight what's coming their way, fight the lessons, and just lean into the loss, lean into the bullshit. Man, I tell you what. I used to struggle with perfectionism. Hey, hand high in the sky, high in the sky. I used to struggle with perfectionism. Everything had to be perfect and on point. Every T crossed, every I dotted, everything, especially with my content. And God forbid if I ever showed up to a show and something happened like what happened this morning, or my mic wasn't working, or I couldn't figure out my camera or internet, by golly goodness, my brain would be falling out of my ears. I'd be losing my shit. I'd be whatever. First thing I did this morning was text the boys, well, that's not good, LOL. That was first thing on my mind. What else can I do but fucking laugh?
I thought it was my fault because I was in the hotel.
I swear. I reached over here, took a sip of coffee. I said, oh, wait, swear, why'd you stop talking? Oh, wait, where'd the fuck the boys go? And then everything just crashed. I said, uh-oh, better go to X real quick. And then everybody and their brothers are just, fuck StreamYard, you asshole StreamYard. I'm like, well, I better not do that. At least we know it's not us. So, hey, it's the Matrix, not StreamYard. It's the Matrix. Matrix tried to strut us down. And then we just kind of hung out for a little while, talked some shit, and then all of a sudden, we're back. Hold on, we're back.
Not only talk some shit, we were solutioning. We were like, maybe we should do this. What's the opportunity? And we were literally Ben Franklin. Every idea we had, hey, do we do a space? Well, what happens if we do that? What time, do we start? How does that work? Maybe we can do this, on a live action. We were thinking all kinds. Maybe we kick YouTube from. We were doing all kinds of different things to try to figure out how we can continue to deliver this. And I think that's where people go wrong, Cap. They don't take that second.
No. Not even for a half a second. I mean, we were debating spaces. We were debating other platforms, other stuff we can do. And it just, this right here is just, gosh, we realize how valuable this is and what we have and what we've built here. And man, it is just so awesome. And it's so hard to do this in any other way than right here and how we do it on X and YouTube and Rumble. And man, it is just such a blessing to be able to do this every single day. And still, we have a late start and still have a ton of people showing up, tuning in, say, whoa, I got to get my start to the day. What the hell's going on over here? No way. What the hell? And, I thought,
and who would we be if we didn't show up like super soldiers after that, bro?
I wouldn't be able to wear this damn shirt, pal. I mean, who's to say, who's to know? I couldn't have it across my chest if I wasn't going to.
My shot full of love, bro. You see that?
Dude, I saw that. That was pretty badass. I was going to mention it when you first started talking, because sometimes I just be talking to you. I ain't analyzing you. And then all of a sudden you start talking, then I analyze you. I'm like, damn, that's a Fire Flame shirt. So yeah, dude, Fire Flame fucking shirt. Everything is perfect. Nothing is permanent. Also, that thing your high school basketball coach used to tell you all the time, practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect. No, it doesn't. Practice does not make perfect. Practice makes permanent. And perfect is simply a state of mind. And most of the time, you're never going to be perfect. You're never going to find any type of perfection out there. And you're just chasing shit that doesn't exist. And you're just wrapping yourself up in nonsense and pissing yourself off at the end of the day. So quit doing that. Get out of your own way. And I tell you what, man, if you care to listen, if you care to ask the creator what you need to do, if you care to sit back and analyze your life and say, ooh, yeah, that's what I'm missing. That's that temptation. Oh, yeah, that is what I'm doing. And maybe you had a little chocolates. Who's to say, who's to know? And you have a moment. Not in the freezer, though. Totally ruins them. Don't put your chocolates in the freezer.
Oh, yeah.
And then you have a moment. Then you have a moment like I got to have on Friday, which I've had so many great moments. But, I just want you all to know that as crazy as this sounds, I have a direct line to heaven. And I was told this weekend, as clear as you can hear my voice, that I have never been on a better path in my life, and I am so perfect, and everything is everything is perfect. Nothing is permanent. Everything is great. I was told exactly what I need to do. I was told exactly where I'm missing the mark. My questions where I'd been having a hole in my life were answered, and I simply just sat on my porch, my balcony, and just asked, "So what do you need from me?" And all of a sudden, I just felt this pull, and I look over, and this star just boom! Brightest star I've ever seen in my life. I thought it was an airplane. It was so fucking bright. I was tripping, so I'm thinking, what the fuck is this? What the? It never moved. It stayed right there. So I stopped for a second and I said, "Hey, God." And as clear as you can hear my voice, "Hey, son." Okay, now I understand. All right. Woo. Okay, presents. All right. Had a great conversation. I'm going to tell you guys, we're doing exactly what we need to do, and the best is yet to come. Who's to say, who's to know, Swirl One?
Ain't that the truth, my friend? And you know what? I was talking to somebody this morning, as a matter of fact, and that's, again, there's a lady that makes my Starbucks at this Marriott that I talk to all the time. She's a sweetheart. And as a matter of fact, if you guys remember, this is the place where I bought remember the old lady I bought the coffee for? It's the same coffee spot downstairs. So that, just so you kind of make the correlation how much I always go there. So I always have to go say hi, because it's nice to say those, hi to those people. And we were talking about different things, and they were like, the lady says, "Hey, where you said you were moving last time." I was like, "Yeah, I think I'm moving." She asked me, and I started thinking about it. And she goes, "That's going to be good for you." And I just sat there and I didn't even hesitate. I said, "Yes, it is." And it's funny because things happen at the right time, even when you don't want it to happen, or things happen at the right time when you're not ready for things to happen. And that's why you got to understand what's going wrong could be going right in your life. And that's where people go wrong on things. They think, "Oh my God, what's going wrong?" Well, maybe it's not part of your plan, but it's part of the plan. And that plan will get you to your plan if you would just give in to the plan that you're supposed to have. And that's God's plan. That's the Creator's plan. Sometimes they know what's best for you, and you don't know what's best for you because you've not been making those decisions. So it's life's way of saying, "Hey, this way." "Oh, okay, let me go this way." "Oh, man, that didn't feel good at all." "Let me go ahead and move this way," right? But what happens is sometimes that uncomfortability, sometimes the things that you're learning in those situations take you right up to the door of where you wanted to be. And you realize, holy crap, that wasn't bad at all. Man, I guess everything is perfect and nothing is permanent. I thought I'd never get out of that. I thought this would never, ever happen. Oh my gosh, I never thought that I would get out of that hole or that rut or whatever I was doing. And now look where I'm at, right? And you have to just let go of what you were doing before. If you can't understand that the things that got you to that point are perfectly in line, hopefully, if you're taking care of the 4 or 5 things and you're listening to your mind and soul, that they're hopefully in line with what you're trying to do on a daily basis. And so when things go bad, they're not bad. Things are going right. You're just having a hard time adjusting to it.
Man, maybe it's not part of your plan, but it's definitely part of the plan. Man, what a bar to close out the first segment of the day. There is your sharpening session, baby. Who's to say, who's to know? What do you do when everything goes wrong? You know what me and Swirl One do? Maybe you should follow along. Oh, fuck, I'm a poet now. You really know it. Ooh, my friends, we get into your second segment of the day. We get off of the train, make a little jaunt down the grassy lane, and we find a nice opening into the water. And we get upon the boat of quality, and we begin to surf the waves of change as we get into your reaction refinery. So I'll tell you what, I picked these clips out yesterday without the intention of all of this tying full circle all together, but I just realized after all of this conversation and everything we started off with that these clips are just going to build and build and build, and the energy is just going to continue to flow and go. So strap in, kids. Do not put your pens or pencils away with your notebooks. Keep your ear holes open wide, and let's slide into the first clip of the day that features a man by the name of Anthony DeMello. And he is here to tell us this morning about our programming.
No one has ever hurt you in the whole of your life. No one. No event has ever upset you. This was done by you. In fact, it wasn't even done by you because we wouldn't do this deliberately. It was done by your conditioning, by your programming, by the way you looked at things and at life. That's what needs to be changed. So, if people are bugging you, they're upsetting you, this is a glorious opportunity to understand yourself, understand your programming, to realize that the upset is coming, not from them, but from your programming. I'm not saying don't do something. You want to do something? That's fine. But if you're doing it to relieve your negative feelings, that's awful. If you change, they would change. You're really seeing people not as they are, but as you are.
Oh, bro. So check this out. So yesterday, I'm at the airport. And I'm at the Chili's, and the airport's already a busy place, super busy. And I'm sitting there, and I don't want to say I'm looking for a quiet spot, but I kind of went to it wasn't too busy at the Chili's, and looked. There's like a whole section of bar tables that were open. So I'm like, I'm gonna go to Chili's, give me a salmon, chill out, right? Because I've been eating good. I had salmon twice yesterday. I've been, so I'm not trying to have anything crazy. And as I'm sitting there, the first thing that happens, and this happened with me and Shane the other day when we went to lunch, and I got over it that day too. And this is another situation where I'm sitting there and there's so much noise pollution coming from my left. And when I mean noise pollution, two people sitting on their phones right next to each other, playing their phones on full blast, like just scrolling Instagram. So you just hear like snippets of little pieces of singing and just all this. And I'm like, I don't want to say I'm getting mad, but I'm looking over like, just what the, do you not realize? And I'm sitting there, and as I'm doing that, I'm like, hold on, Swirl. Those people weren't taught like you. The reason why you're upset is because you know better. Just because they don't know what you know doesn't mean you got to get upset over that. So let's just do this. Sit back, enjoy your meal, tune them out, start dealing with other things, right? And the next thing you know, and it just compounded, because here they comes two big burgers, right? And it was really funny because the guy behind the counter says, which one of you is having the burger? And they're these big burgers, and they're two bigger people. He kind of looks at them, and they kind of both go and put it out there, right? And then he comes right up, who's having the salmon? And they looked like that, and they both looked at my salmon with my broccoli and my salmon on. They put it in front of me, and I'm so excited with my water and everything, right? And I'm sitting there, they look over at me, and I'm like sitting there just say, don't, because I was getting a little like, but I realized it was me. It was me that was upset over somebody else's actions when I don't have control over how they were taught, how they learn, how they do things in real life. All I have control over is how I react in that situation. So I sat there and said, you know what? This is where you are. Mind your P's and Q's. Know that you're doing the right thing, regardless of what the world can do. You can't change the price of tea in China. So even looking over and giving them a dirty look, or looking over and trying to say something ain't going to help anything. Sometimes you just have to understand everything that's happening around you. When you get that reaction, it's data from yourself. It's yourself getting mad at yourself. It's yourself giving these ideas. They have no idea they're bothering you. You are bothering you.
Fuck it. You can have the rest of the show. I don't need to say anything more on top of that. As soon as I watched that clip, and shout out to JK Smalltime. He sent in that clip for the show yesterday. Appreciate you, JK. Bruh. As soon as I saw that from him, I said to myself, it's only data.
It is only data, bro.
I ain't saying a word. I'm letting Swirl One run with that one tomorrow. That one right there, baby. Woo! It's only data. If you're feeling mad, that's because you got to fix something. If you're feeling sad, that's because you got to fix something. No one has ever hurt your feelings. Matter of fact, you ain't ever hurt your feelings. You never do it. It is your programming. It's what you've been taught. It's what you've been put through. It's your parents, the society, whatever the fuck it might be. Break out of that programming, man. I saw a good question. We'll bring that on the third segment of the day. I already got some good thoughts spinning around on that, and I don't want to lose my thoughts on that or get the cart too far in front of the horse, if you will. So there's your first clip of the day, my friends. Programming. Shout out to Mr. Anthony DeMello. Second clip of the day. This one here, I had to bring it because 3 people sent this clip to me yesterday, and it ended up in my usual search feed. So I said, well, son of a bitch, that means we got to bring this one back. So this man is a man who's visited us on this show before, but I didn't know his name at the time. And I did him a great disservice. But now I know his name. He goes by the name of Chad with 2 D's, Wright. Shout out to Chad Wright, who's visiting us this morning and here to tell us about 4 simple words.
24 freaking hours on a goddamn treadmill for a teammate of mine who's paralyzed from the waist down. And while I was running for 24 hours, I had a piece of tape on my treadmill that nobody else could see. And you know it was written on that tape? For those who can't. For those who can't. You don't understand how much privilege you have to be able to get up and walk to the freaking refrigerator. Right. You don't understand. You're taking so much of your life and your ability for granted, and you're wasting it. You're flushing it down the toilet every single day.
Fuck.
That's why I get up and I go to the gym. It's why I get up and I do this show. It's why I won't let anything stop me from continuing to do this show. It's why I build DHMG every single day. It's why I make the content I do for those who can't. And I think about in the same breath those 4,674 ancestors that have come before me who said they could when no one else would. So who am I to be the one that says I can't when I know I can? I know I can. Keep pushing forward for those who can't. Those who don't have the same abilities as you do, man. Fuck. You ain't paralyzed. You got a car. You can drive your vehicle. You got food in the fridge. You got so much. We all have so much. We all have different backstories. We all have shit we're going through, of course. But man, at least you got up today. At least you opened your 2 eyes. At least you're sucking a little bit of wind. At least you're 6 feet above ground. Stop being so fucking negative. Start being happy for those who can't be happy anymore.
Bro, I got it, bro. I gotta tell you, you guys know in my life, I definitely will identify with what he was talking about. And if you know me at all, you understand why I would 100% agree with everything he said. And I have, and as if you guys know, in the past, one of my most important people that was ever in my life, somebody who I thought I might spend the whole rest of my life with, literally, is paralyzed now. It happened after I and her, split and all of that, but it still doesn't change the fact, the love you have for that person, how you can, understand what they're going through, especially when their whole world revolved around the gym and revolved around being active and revolved around, all of those things that we all take for granted, like walking to the refrigerator to get your own milk or water or Gatorade or whatever it might be. And there's a lot of time. That's one of the things that's actually helped me this year. And I don't talk to that person all that much anymore for a lot of different reasons. But the point being is, I still got love for that person. But at the same time, in my mind and in my heart, I'm always going to carry the spirit of the understanding of what that person is going through. So I always remember this: when I don't wanna, they would do anything. And that's something that I always have to remember. So if you guys don't understand, I'm telling you, I know a person, young, vibrant, beautiful, amazing, that does not have the opportunity to do what I can do every day. So who the hell am I to waste this beautiful body that I have complete control over and not try to see the Greek God in myself? Because if I can't do it, for myself, then hell, you know what? Maybe I start carrying all these other people who can't do it, and I do it for them, right? Until I start doing it for me. So that's where I'm at now. And that's where I wrote down the end. If you can't do it for the other people because it doesn't matter, then do it for the you that couldn't do it when you didn't want to do it, when you weren't doing it before. Now you are doing it, right? So do it for you, because the person that you used to be is no longer alive. Let's make sure you don't resurrect that.
Bruh. Feel like we might have a couple clips coming out of there. Who's to say? Who's to know? But speaking of clips, we got your third one of the day, my friends. And this one here, boy, oh boy. These just get better and better and better. My goodness gracious. I don't know who this is. I don't know if it's from a movie. I don't know if it's an actual speaker. I don't know what it is. You'll see what I mean as soon as I play it. So I can't give anybody credit. But this next clip, we're going to be talking about your reality.
Play a recording of people chanting, "That is embarrassing," 4 times. After the 4th time, write down what you hear. Interesting. Almost everyone here heard "that is embarrassing." Listen again and watch the screen. You heard the same thing every single time. Our eyes and ears take in electrical signals which our brains interpret based on our expectations. We don't see reality. We see our reality.
Correct.
Hey-o! Come on, man.
So great.
Come on, man.
Great. So shout out to Marcus. Marcus was my Uber driver from yesterday.
Shout out Marcus.
Shout out Marcus. Yeah, Marcus is awesome. I told him about the show. So, and I've got his card because I'm gonna end up calling Marcus again. He picks up people.
Damn.
So Marcus is a good dude. So Marcus and I get there, we start talking, and at first, I don't remember how it started to get the actual conversation going, but we were talking about something, and all of a sudden he said something crazy about, well, it's silly what they try to teach you. You know, we know that they're lying to you. And I said, embellish, do say, you know, and he goes, hey, all I know is, and he starts talking about truth, right? And I'm like, oh my God, we got a wide one here, all right? This is with this 3 minutes from leaving my house. So then I kind of test him. I'm like, yeah, when I first heard that, you know, 1 times 1 is 1, and somebody was questioning that, I always had that question in my mind. I said, and I did exactly what Capp just did. And he goes, you're talking about Terrence. I'm like, yeah. And then we started going down the rabbit hole of all these different things, right? And he talked about the sheep of the world the way we talk about them, the 99%, right? And he was just going back and forth. We started going back. We're talking about everything from moon landings to flat earth to you name it. It was all of it, right? We did all of it. And it was the funniest thing. And he goes, you know, and he said it just like this. He goes, it's crazy how people will go through this world expecting what they learned in school to be reality. And it just blew my mind. I was like, you are so right. Think about that. What they taught you or what you've been learning on TV or what you're seeing is probably, I would say, quite fictitious. Like Capp has said before, why would a system build anything that allows somebody to open their mind to what really is going on out there so they can see reality for what it is and not what we expect or supposed to be? That's where the difference is. How do you not see that? So that's where we are. That's what we're trying to do with this here. So Capp, shout out Marcus. He brought that to, and I'm just loving that shit. So there you go, bro.
Woo-wee! And the exact quote that I come up with on my own, this is a Capp original for you. If we live in a system that is designed to enslave and entrap us and keep us in a constant rat race, why would they create systems within that system that teach you how to break out of that system? Bruh. How you doing? They wouldn't. That's why we have this. And maybe future plans of getting kids involved, getting into the next generation. We have tons of members of DHMG that have a shitload of kids, especially Belongfellow. Fuck, they're probably going to pop another one out by the time we get to the next getaway for crying out loud.
Be rude.
Who's to say, hey, not being rude. I'm just saying these motherfuckers out here fucking like rabbits. So we got the next generation we gotta take care of. We're setting the standard. We're setting the precedent. And yeah, you might hear us drop an F-bomb or some shit. We're being real. We're being raw, right? And wouldn't you rather have your kids listen to someone who's being raw and say, hey, you're a young super soldier. Understand what you're listening to. Understand what you get. Now, don't go around all your friends and saying this because then it's going to make me look bad, all right? But you can tap into this. You understand, all right? But we got to think in a different way. And this is the ground level of what we're building, man, of building a different reality. Just helping people to get out of their own fucking way and understand this world. Stop popping so many blue pills and look down for and say, oh, is that a different color pill? What did... Whoa, that's what this world looks like? That's all we're
Whatever
trying to
you
do.
want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Who's to say, who's to know? And speaking of woohoo, we got a show coming tonight. I'll tell you about that a little later. Woo-hoo. Y'all ain't ready. But there's your third clip, your fourth and final clip. Oh, this is a combination of so many different things we've been talking about since we first got back live on YouTube. Can you believe it's been over a month? We've had over 30 plus shows that we've been live on YouTube. It feels like we just did this yesterday, for crying out loud.
Really?
Man,
Wow.
it's wild, right? We started at 572 and we are now at 610. We've been out here. We've been out here doing the damn thing, my guy. Who's to say, who's to know? Time flies when you're having fun.
Awesome.
I'm proud of us too. So if you follow along, if you're a fan of the program, and shout out, we finally hit over the 100 concurrent viewers, 114 of you beautiful humming beings. Shout out, even after the technical difficulties.
Thank you very much. That's really nice. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Elvis has left the building. We have one more. If you've been following along, you're a big fan, and you've been listening, taking your notes, you're going to hear a lot of things, and you're probably going to have some triggers trips. So hang on, put in your seatbelt so you don't fly right out of your chair as we talk about how to become a better communicator.
More assertive in your conversations. Number one, stop over apologizing. That's where you say, I'm sorry in every single sentence. I know it's a tick. I know it's a habit, but you got to stop. So just delete it from your sentences to where I'm sorry, I'm late becomes thank you for your patience. I'm sorry to bother you becomes I appreciate your time. If it's not an apology, then don't apologize for it. It's a submissive position. Number two, stop undervaluing what you have to say. Your insight is valuable. You have thoughts that I'll never think of, so I want to hear them. Never put yourself down before you even get out your sentence. So don't say something like, this is probably a dumb question, but you just called your question dumb. Don't do that. One trick that you can do is say, hey, can I build upon that for a second? Or hey, can I take that further? And then ask her a question, because then it looks like you're stepping into it rather than shying away from it. Number three, no is a complete sentence. If you have a boundary, stick to it. Now, the other person may not like it, but they will respect you for it. So if you have a boundary, stick to it. Don't give in. Drop 100 if you agree with me. Leave us a like and a follow
100,
if you
100,
love the
100,
video.
like, follow, 100, 100, 100, like, follow, 100, 100, 100, 100. Stop apologizing. Stop apologizing. Take it out of your rhetoric. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. Oh, I'm sorry. Stop apologizing. Take that shit out. The first thing they said, that is the basic starting point of where you want to start correcting your apology mindset, right? Oh, I'm sorry I'm late. Thank you for your patience. Oh, I'm so sorry I took so much of your time. I appreciate you giving me a few moments of your most valuable asset. Like, just change your rhetoric and people are going to notice that, because everybody says, oh, I'm sorry. Everybody says, oh, I'm good. How you doing today? Oh, I'm good. So if you say spectacular, you say terrific, it's going to stop a brain pattern. They're not just going to go right in the next thing. What the fuck did he say? What? Huh? What'd you say? Spectacular? Oh, hell yeah. If I was any better, I'd be twins. You don't even know. But honestly, I don't think the world can handle two of me, so I just think I'll stay one. What? Who are you? Who are you? Oh, Colton Stroker, good to meet you. How you doing today? What's your name? The next thing you know, I handed a business card to somebody who might be the next best asset for DHMG. And it all started with me saying spectacular instead of good. Your insight is valuable. Your insight is valuable. I thought about D's, our Mr. Producer. I tell him this shit all the fucking time. Say what you gotta say. When we're making this show all the time, he's got something, I can see it burning on his brain, and he's got a question, but he doesn't want to look stupid. He doesn't want to look dumb. And he's always had that somebody who's told him that in his life. Oh, you're stupid. Oh, you don't know this. Oh, beating him down. And from the rip, every single time, D's, spit it out, bro. I don't give a fuck. Come on. I don't care where you're at. I don't tell me. Let's go. We've been trying to figure out this whole new production and all this different stuff, and he was getting pissed off. I said, no, don't get pissed off. Ask me a question. No, it's a dumb question. I said, ain't no fucking dumb question. Just ask me. And it was something real fucking stupid and simple and goofy, and we had a great laugh about it. But at least he asked the question. And the more and more I smack him in the back of the head and just say it. He said, he stopped apologizing. He's starting to just say that shit now. And he's realizing that his words have value. He's got so much value, and that's why you can't shut him up once you get him live in primetime on a doggone show now, even in front of 600 people. He doesn't clam up. He just starts blabbing away. So shout out to Mr. Producer. We appreciate you, baby.
Man, so
hyped.
I've been using thank you for your patience for a long time, and I've taught a lot. I teach all of my consultants that we don't apologize for anything. Don't own what's not yours. So, hey, thank you for your patience. Thank you for your patience with this email. Thank you for your patience as I got back to you, right? All these different things basically says, hey, I understand this might have taken longer than usual. I'm not apologizing for it because it wouldn't have gotten faster. I had to go through whatever I had to go through to get it to you. Sometimes that does take longer. Sometimes it takes, a few hours to get a roast going. You're not going to be apologizing for that, right? That's what it takes, right? So that's what you're going to do. The other thing he was saying in there is, when you're thinking about that, think neutral. Don't think negative. Hey, I'm sorry. No, buddy, that's a negative thought. I'm not sorry, right? No, if you're really, now here's the thing. If you are sorry, you did something wrong. Yes, you should always apologize. Yes. But when life happens and things, get in the way and you end up missing the mark by a little bit, sometimes you're not sorry. Sometimes you were trying the best you could, or maybe the best that you know how at this point. Maybe it's not the best you can yet, but you're working on it. You're not sorry for that. You're still getting better. So, hey, thank you for your patience as I was getting through my morning this morning, right? Thank you for your time. I know it's very valuable. Here's the other thing too. Instead of saying things like, because when you start saying things like, hey, this might be a dumb question. When you say that, so many different things are happening. You're immediately saying that I don't know what I'm talking about, which we don't want to do because it tells your whole entire being that you aren't smart enough to ingest what's going on, right? And it also tells the person up there that they're, for whatever reason, more superior to you by the way they either learned from a book or from somebody else or what have you. And that's not the case either, because nobody's superior. They just know more about this subject than you do. So here's what you could say instead of that. Hey, let me double click on that so I can gain better insight, right? Now you're saying, hey, I don't really know what you're talking about, so let me ask this question because I need to understand this better. Instead of saying, hey, this might be a dumb question to you, but to me, it's everything, so I need to know the answer, right? So to them, when you say something, hey, let me double click on that so I can get some better insight, they're like, oh, okay, that's a nice way of saying, hey, this might be a dumb question to you, but let me tell you something. I need to know the answer here, and I think you're the person to answer this for me, so help me. Right? That's what you're basically saying. So why don't we start doing that instead of saying, hey, I'm sorry. Hey, sorry to bother you. Hey, I know this might not be a very wise question or smart question, but I'm telling you right now, just the way you phrase your words, even internally, will change the way you feel about yourself, the confidence you have in every room, the way you show up to meetings. It will change everything. That's why you don't use the ums and the non-words and all those different things. It all goes in conjunction with each other. When you can use these phrases instead of the I'm sorry's and, hey, just imagine you coming in, you're the last person in the meeting. Hey, I'm sorry for being late. Everybody looks at you like, it's fucking always late, dude. Right? When you come in, hey, thank you for your patience with me. I was just working through traffic or anything. It just seems better and they won't look at you the same way. So just think that out when you're walking into the next what goes wrong situation.
That's a good perspective right there. Whoo! One time for the one time. I hope you had your ear holes open wide. You were taking notes throughout that segment. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Fire flame insights. I got me a page and a half today. Doggone, I got some notes. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Hope you've been taking them down too, my friends. Because we are 20 minutes after the top of the 8 o'clock hour centrally, maybe 9 on the East Coast, or maybe 7 in the mountains, or maybe even 6 if you're specifically checking out this show. However, it is time to dive into the final segment of the day, to get into that sweet comment section over there and see what the hell the people have had to say. See if we've been tripping any triggers and if they got any questions that they would like a little Capp perspective or maybe a little Swirl One sauce. Who's to say, who's to know as we get into your third and final segment of the day. Answers from the Anvil, baby. Back here on episode 610 of the Fortune Fuel podcast for your third and final segment of the day. Answers from the Anvil. If you don't know, you won't know, but this is where we dive into the live chat. We see what the people have been saying, if we've tripped any triggers, and if we can answer any questions that the people have been thinking about. And if you want to send us something a little more long form, or maybe a little more anonymously, you can send us an email to the show at askfnf@thedhmgroup.io. You can see it down there in the ticker if you're watching live, or if you're listening, that is ask F, the letter N, F at thedhmgroup.io. But for right now, my friends, we're going to dive into that live chat and see what those fine people have been saying all morning long. DEEZYY about to shift us up on the screen and see what the people got to say. How you doing, Miss Malka Sargon? Rightful King is his name. What do you do when everything goes wrong? I see what you're doing. Yeah, boy. Who's to say, who's to know? We didn't even see what we were doing until we got live on the show. Mama Capp, Kim Jones. The title is appropriate for what's currently happening. Yeah, it's kind of crazy how some shit works out from time to time. Who's to say, who's to know? We get to literally show you guys how we overcome the things we talk about. We don't just talk about them and try and make you think that we're better than you. Come on, man. Mr. G. Lou Stripper and Mrs. G. Lou Stripper, we appreciate the hell out of the both of you. Great morning to you two amazing humming beans. Shout out to you. Appreciate you being here. My guy. Who else we got? DEEZYY. Oh, little Anthony in the chat. Delta 24. Shout out Anthony. GM. Great to see you live in the chat this morning. Oh, shit. Who is that guy? Fuck that guy. Who's that asshole right there? The Matrix can't take us out. You better fucking believe it, baby. They tried their hardest this morning. They ain't gonna win for a second. Grammy P, GP, great Wednesday, super soldiers. Be the light today. Blessings to all, as always. Shout out to you, GP. Blessings right back your way. Appreciate you always sending the blessings to the Forge and Fuel crew. Mrs. Wable Snow, the beautiful Bella Rossi. Fantastic morning right back your way, young lady. Shout out to you being live in the chat. Our friends over at Radio Free Hub City. Shout out to Ken Buckler and the beautiful BB. GM all. GM right back your way, my friend. Hope you're having a great day up there in the mountains, baby. Jason Wigman, a.k.a. our guy DJ Moons, the man that you need to be tapped in with if you need some chart analysis right here, right now to make that sweet money. He was nervous. This show is his roots. He needed help growing up this morning, help building that big, tall, strong tree. You should see it. You should see him. He was just this little fig tree. And all of a sudden, he's just got this big old oak base, and he's starting to branch out. And he's reaching farther. He can't feel no ceilings or walls. DJ Moons is starting to level up, baby. I see you out there, Mr. Wigman. Shout out to you, my guy. Big love tuning into the show. Mrs. Metal Crazy, great morning, fam. Happy hump day. Today's reminder is to check in on our goal this week. Are you still crushing it, or do you need to refocus? Woo, I'm still crushing it. We've been refining a lot of stuff back here. I said I was just wanting to refine the show, get better on the content, keep doing what we're doing. And boy, oh boy, wait until you see what we got coming your way tonight. We got some good stuff coming. Who's to say, who's to know? You still crushing, Swirl? You still crushing, obviously, over there?
Absolutely crushing. We're killing it over here.
Good.
Buddy, I'm great. I got time. I'm good.
Good. I just want to make sure. Good deal. Rocking the free world. Our girl Dixie live on X. Great morning to you, Dixie. Rock the day, she says. You made it. Ooh. Oh, made it to another day. Damn straight. I love that perspective. Mr. E live from Costa Rica. Great morning, everybody. Happy hump day. Hump day. Time to rise and grind. As always, great to see you in there, Mr. E. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks for tuning in live. JK, big time. Crush the day, everyone. I believe he is also going to be pulverizing this day. Who's to say, who's to know? I might have saw another comment in there about him pulverizing this day. Happy hump day, legends. Happy hump day, Mr. Marconi. Great to see you, our friend from the Great White North. Thanks for tapping in, locking in there on X. Damascus Oglesby, GM. Looks like we might have a visitor on the show. Who's to say, who's to know? That's a little freaky over there, Swirl One. What the hell's going on? You got some visitors coming? You got some people coming in. Is that
it's gonna open?
Is that a conjoining room or what?
Yeah, it's another room.
Oh, hey, well, maybe somebody wants to come on to Forge and Fuel. Maybe we got a motivational speaker. Maybe Joshua Medcalf's sitting next to you, or sleeping next to you. Who's to say? Who's to know? I don't.
It's funny you're hearing that. I'm like, dude, somebody trying to get in.
Who's say? Who's to know? Shout out, Mr. Oglesby. We appreciate you, my guy. Oh, here we go. I saw this earlier. Our friends over at Radio Free Hub City ask, here's a question for the final segment of the show. How do we get people to wake up to the fact that they need to change and improve? Well, you grab them by the shoulders, you squeeze them as hard as possibly can, and just start saying, wake the fuck up! That's what I well, no, maybe that might cause you to get a couple of, misdemeanors. Maybe
Funny, we had the same idea though.
a felony or two. So maybe you might want to hold on. And I think maybe we'll probably have the same idea on this one, Swirl. We just got to be the example. We just got to keep setting the change, setting the precedent, being the light, being the 1%, being the super soldier, holding the door, smiling, having the conversation, saying spectacular, saying terrific, all the little things. We might not be able to change the whole world because there are a lot of 99%ers, but we will be able to find that 1%. And just maybe via one of those 1% tapping in, then all of a sudden they still got a couple acquaintances that maybe want to come over to the right side and they say, wait a minute, I really like Bobby. He sees something. You know what? He's a totally different dude. You know what? I really like Jackie. She's you know what? She's changed. I want to change too. And maybe just one person. I don't think there's anything we can do except be the example, set the precedent that we want to see everywhere in this world.
I agree. I'll tell you right now, you basically said it all, but I will say this. The more you are an example in every situation, the more that people around you, maybe they don't realize right away, but they might, just like we did, get that little data point inside and they're like, ooh, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe they'll change right there. But inside, there's that little thing that just because you were being nice to the cashier that they were being rude to, or because you didn't mind letting somebody in line when they were pushing them out, right? When you have all of that energy and you shine so bright, other people realize, ooh, maybe I should brighten my light because, man, I probably shouldn't have done that. So just let the data speak for itself. Just be the good person in every situation. I promise the data will end up finding where it needs to go.
Damn straight. Fuck yeah. Appreciate you, Ken Buckler. Shout out for the question, my friend. That's some good stuff right there. Kim Jones, Mama Cap, if you change, they will change. Ooh, yeah. There's that answer one time for the one time. It's simple. You have to make adjustments, says JK. If you don't, it's on you, not anyone else. You have to break cycles. Stop complicating your life with inaction and stupid shit.
Yeah. Stupid shit.
Whoo! You know JK's on fire when he be using a little cuss word in his shit. Oh, you know he's feeling the vibes. Oh, baby, this day is getting pulverized. I knew he's feeling the vibes. Oh, JK, don't ever be cussing. You know he's got something deep inside of him today. Shout out, JK. Keep pushing forward for those who can't. We are so privileged. Yes, ma'am. Thanks for the reminder, Mama Bear. You are right. Slugbug, our girl, with our other girl, watching us live in prime time. Hey, we got a baby super soldier. Come on one time. Morning to you. Great morning, young lady. Appreciate you tuning in. Motion, we mentioned him a couple times on the show. Great energy today. Appreciate you, sir. We just out here making moves, making plays, trying to stay in revolutions just like you, my guy. Who else we got out there? DWEZY. Oh, hey, we love you too, you weirdo. You're probably our favorite weirdo of the bunch. Who's to say? Who's to know? The tree slaying, babka bacon, flour filleting. This man right here. Oh,
built like a brick shit house.
If you don't know you some Pride Stanford, you better get privy. How about you listen to good music at the gym, not rap? Hey, look, pal.
I do house music, buddy.
Music. Bingo, house music. You're right. You're right. I'm only mainly listening to house, but every once in a while, you know.
That new mix I got is gas. I still listen to it at the gym. I'm still doing it.
Banger. But, you know, every once in a while, I will toss on a little Head PE, a little Slipknot,
that's cool
little something if I need to really move some weight and I'm just feeling like fuck the world, that type of vibe. I totally understand that, but sometimes it just makes me feel kind of angry, you know, just that just kind of makes me want to punch somebody in the face. And, you know, I'm trying not to be that guy these days. Who's to say, who's to know? Shout out Pride Stanford. We appreciate you tuning into the show. Diamond Hand Media Group, we got a question. Great morning, Colton Swirl. Double-clicking on Swirl's point of asking a dumb question. Do you think it's actually a sign of respect to ask others questions about the things they're trying to teach?
I don't care. That doesn't have anything to do with me. The respect that I give them, they're already up there. I should be paying respect to myself by learning everything possible. I am doing myself a disservice by not asking about the things I need more insight on and leaving that room without every ounce of knowledge that I possibly could get. So the fact that they're there and you're there, you're already showing respect. So make sure you get all the information you can out of it.
150%. That was Swirl's point. I'll let you have all of that. That was a good one right there for sure, for sure. Ask the question, man. No doubt about it. If you're there, it means you're supposed to be asking it. Chris Aswomala. Great morning, everybody. Have a spectacular rest of your day. Let's fucking grow. Honor the process of where you are. Ooh, honor the process of where you are. Hot diggity damn. Aye, Captain. You got it, Mr. Aswomala. Shout out to you. We got a couple more down there. Oh, one more. Just one more. You don't. Just be the example. Damn straight. Just be the fucking example. Be the example today, you guys. Come on in. We got Mr. Metalhead. Who's to say, who's to know? One time for the one time.
Can you believe StreamYard probably killed so many different podcasts today, and so many people just threw their arms up and said, you know what? We don't have to do this today. We don't need none of that, right? And we looked at it like an opportunity. It went perfect with the title. And I feel like this show went 10 times better because we had those problems and we pushed through them.
I'm feeling pretty damn good. I'm feeling like Johnny Bravo over here. Whoa, man, am I pretty. Oh. Johnny, you forgot your pants. Oh, mama. Hey, shout out some Johnny Bravo. That was my show back in the day one time.
I'm down with that.
Oh, man. I got Johnny, you forgot. Oh, I'll get these doggy treats. That'll show them I like doggies. Oh, fucking Johnny Bravo. Chicks love dogs.
If you don't like Johnny Bravo, you just ain't living. I'm telling you, it's great stuff right there.
Oh, you can't make them like that anymore. Who's to say, who's to know? And Courage the Cowardly Dog. Pretty much everybody was just
Courage was awesome too.
Yeah. Me and Deez were down this rabbit hole last night.
Well, he was always right about everything, and nobody ever believed him.
No, nobody ever believed him, and they were saying, Courage, can you speak up? We can hardly see you. And it's like, what type of drugs were you motherfuckers taking on that show? I don't know. It was something. Grandma and Grandpa were a little drugged out, I think. I don't know. You just had to pay attention. Who's to say, who's to know? But, my friends, there's your third and final segment of the day. Answers from the Anvil with a little dose of children's cartoons from back in the day. And that seems to have done it. We've told you what we do when everything goes wrong, and hopefully now you know what to do as well. Giving you some good thoughts in the Reaction Refinery, a little programming. 4 simple words for those who can't. Your reality and how to become a better communicator. Some good thoughts, good perspectives out of the chat today. All there is left to do is wrap this sucker up, baby. So without further ado, let's begin that exact thing. DJ Swirl One. Any final thoughts, reminders, comments, perspectives, anything in between for episode 610?
I'm excited about today. I'm so happy we had some, like I just said, some issues, because it just shows in real prime time how that doesn't affect us. It's just part of that process, part of the day, part of the things we got to go through. If everything was easy, everybody would get on the camera and do this. These are the wonderful things that happen when you do live podcasts. So shout out to all of you who bared through this live with us. And shout out to all of you who are on the recording who didn't have to deal with that. You can just dial us up and press play at any time. We appreciate you too. If you would have been here, you'd have been like, man, they really did deal with some stuff this morning. Look, they came out fired up. So my friends, today is up to you. What happens? I'm telling you, everything you feel, it's only data. Understand what you got to process, what you don't got to process. Put the right important things in front of you and make sure you execute all day long today, because you only have today. So I appreciate you for being here. My name is Swirl One. I'm going to go out and kick some ass today. Matter of fact, right after this, I'm going to go hit that gym, and then I've got to do a little, and then I'm going to go to another place way out, almost by Canada. Right. So I will see you. Yeah. Hey,
anything to declare?
Hey, put it in the corners of your pockets right there, and then don't even worry about it. Anyway, so I'll see you guys tomorrow from Points Unknown. And I hope you had a great show with us today, because to me, it was kick ass, man. Appreciate it.
I thought so. Who's to say, who's to know? And this day's only beginning. Shout out to you, Swirl One. Appreciate you bringing the vibes, my man. Very few other people be able to do what we pulled off this morning. Shout out to you. You said it, man. Probably a lot of other podcasts got derailed, tuned off, said, nah, we ain't doing it today. Sorry, everybody.
Another one.
Here we are, still live in prime time. Another one. As for me, my friends, well, shout out to you, Swirl One. Have a fantastic rest of your Wednesday. Safe travels, all that good stuff, because you, sir, deserve it. As for the rest of you humming beans, a couple of reminders for you. Number one, we are back live in prime time tonight for Decoding the Divide. Oh, that's right, you suckers. We are here for the truth behind JFK's final day. Oh, if that doesn't just make you want to smash a like, hit a subscribe, say something in between. I mean, look at that right there. Goodness gracious, all Friday. So if you don't know, you won't know. But this evening on Decoding the Divide, live at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. specifically, I'm telling you the truth behind JFK's. Can't say that word on YouTube, but I can say it on Rumble and X. We can't get canceled there, baby. So streaming live on Rumble and X, exclusive, uncensored. We're talking about that. Maybe we're talking about some houses being burnt down in Beverly Hills for no apparent reason. Maybe we'll talk about some shit going on underneath the city of Chicago. Who's to say? Who's to know? Or maybe Shilaga for all of you Tartarian believers out there. Woo! Who's to say? Who's to know? The kid has been down some rabbit holes. Tonight is going to be hot. Bring your fire extinguisher. You might even want to bring your fire retardant suit because it is going to be fire flame all night long. We'll see you there. Make sure you set a reminder once you see that. That'll be scheduled on Rumble after we get off of this show. Also, we talk about it all the time. If you want to get involved more with the Diamond Hand fam, you want to start your journey with us and continue to grow, even if only by 1% each and every day, hop into the gateway. Start your 7-day free trial today. You can find the link to that or all the other pertinent links for DHMG, our merch, everything in between down in this episode's description. If you're watching me, you saw me do that. But if you're listening, you can also find it in your episode's description. And last but certainly not least, if you haven't already, we'd certainly appreciate the hell out of you to hit that subscribe button. Help us keep growing this show. Hit that notification bell. If you enjoyed it, if you laughed, if you cried, if you thought, if you said, damn, that was some good perspective, hit that like button. If you're on X, hit a like, hit a repost, leave a comment, maybe even make a little clip. Slide on over to YouTube, do a little screen recording, crop her down and throw it out there. Say, wow, this one right here turned my frown upside down. Whatever you got to do, just give us a little love and we'll continue to pay it right back to each and every one of you. Thank you very much for smashing those buttons. But my friends, that's all the good reminders I got for you. Everything in between that you need to know for today and going forward for DHMG. But outside of that, I only have a few more things to remind you of. Number one, even a 2-year-old can make an excuse. Number two, even a dead fish can go with the flow. And number three, being that this here show is a member of the Diamond Hand Media Group, I ask you keep in mind that DHMG, we don't only HOLD, we hold each other up. And right now is one hell of a time to flex those diamond hands. Shout out to each and every one of you flexing those diamond hands on a day in and day out, night in and night out basis. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. We all appreciate you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you for investing your time here at Forge and Fuel, episode 610, and every episode that you decide to, for that fact. You can invest your most valuable asset 1,000,001 other ways, and the fact that you invested here with us each and every morning, we are forever grateful. And we'll continue to pay that back to you and give you that high-quality ROI by showing up each and every day on the consistent, persistent pursuit of our passions and being right by your side while you pursue yours, baby. Can't thank you enough for setting the change, being the precedent that we want to see not only on YouTube or Rumble or X, but on this entire flat plane or floating rock, whatever you think it is. Thank you for being the change. Thank you for being the 1%. Thank you for being super soldiers. And you OGs, thanks for being the Diamond Hand fan. We'll catch you on the flip side tonight, Decoding the Divide. Maybe another show before then, maybe a space, maybe a Discord, a VC, the Gateway, a DM group chat, or somewhere in between, baby. But for now, we bid thee adieu, and we say unto you, peace and love.